The next speech will be done by one of Stéphane's best men, Chris Abarbanel. This actually gets a little confusing as there's so many Abarbanels here tonight, but to avoid confusion, he's the Abarbanel that Rita thinks is the hot one. Even though Kevin is the one that usually looks like he stepped out of a GQ magazine, you're still the hot one in Rita's eyes. Chris is married to Trish, and they've shared over 12 years of Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve tradition with Stéphane. Chris, could you please make your way to the podium? Rita, you're right. He is pretty hot.
Mr. Tucker didn't do his research on Jews, and in particular the Abarbanel clan, because we always write our wedding gift checks, post, speeches, and the dinner. It cost you dearly. It cost you dearly. Try and get this up. Okay, when you got the wedding invitation, you might have looked at the name written on it, Stéphane André Lajoie, and been somewhat confused. If you know Stéphane André Lajoie the way I do, he appears to be suffering from a identity crisis. For many years, he has been constantly wavering between his true Franco-Ontarian culture and his desire to be part of the neoconservative English Canada, otherwise known as the Mulrooney family. You remember Brian Mulrooney? The man who taught us Canadians that crime does not pay, at least not as well as politics. Stéphane, over the years, has changed his main name multiple times. At first, it was subtle. It was Stefan instead of Stéphane. And as time went by and he did not get that Mulrooney Christmas card, he got more aggressive with it, changing his middle name André to Andrew, and was hoping to be known as Stephen Andrew Lajoie, or to his friends as Little Stevie. I know this great soul and endearing guy only as Sparks. The origin of the name can be debated, but the legend cannot. We recently got together at Mont Tremblant, and one of the guys asked him, does Karen know the real Sparks? He answered emphatically, oh yeah, we talked about it many times. She knows all about my history. We have no secrets. So at that very moment, there were many things going through my mind, but two particular thoughts stood out. One was, you're such a liar. And two is, I've got way too much material for this speech. So due to time constraints and the nature of the content, the essence of Sparks is best captured in a Dos Equis narrative demonstrating that he is the most interesting man in the world. I can't do the accent, so I'm just going to read in my straight voice here. He speaks fluent French in English. I got a lot of these to get to. I got a lot. Police often question him just because they find him interesting and because he mooned them from a moving taxi cab. He once punched out a roommate while watching Oprah. That's right, you heard me. He is the pioneer of the manscaping movement. The original author of Manscaped Lovable Woodland Creatures. like the bunny tail, and the squirrel with a missing tail and fur. His organ donation card also lists his bunny tail. A maverick of the blind date, his read like a Hollywood's who's who. Kojak, Kathy Bates of Misery, and Chewbacca, to name a few. He taught us that beauty is only a light switch away. He once kissed a handsome woman so hard that his friends thought he was having a fist fight. He forgives and forgets, but keeps a list of names just in case. Even his enemies list him as their friend. If there were a party gland, his would be larger than most men's entire lower intestine. At a house party, he accepted a challenge to shotgun a King can of beer and then shotgunned it right back into a sink of dishes. He once challenged his reflection to a drinking contest. On the 23rd beer, he won. During festivities, he has been pronounced dead 7 times. Make that 8. When it comes to self-entertainment, he is left-handed and right-handed. He has never lost a sock, but has ruined many. Rita and Richard don't look impressed here. An accomplished chef, he can create a 5-course meal using only one ingredient: butter. His critics have accused him of being addicted to stool softener, only to realize that his natural bio calls for 8 bowel movements per day. His definition of multitasking is reading in the bathroom. He has a highly trained gag reflex that limits him from putting objects too far down his throat, like a toothbrush. His stomach and pockets of his lower intestine have held objects that most men wouldn't hold with their hands. His McDonald's hamburgers never expire. It just sits there, staying edible, just for him, for an 8-hour car ride. He's a lover and a fighter, a man who's been trained to ignore common sense, ignore physical stature, and an artist at tapping out. He's against cruelty to animals, but isn't afraid to issue a stern warning. Dogs know him as the white Michael Vick. And raccoons know him as the guy who got stuck in the chimney. A talented fisherman, he has taught us that if you give a man a fish, he will eat for a day. Teach him how to fish, and he will sit in a boat and drink beer all day. He strongly abides by the motto, safety third. A skilled and talented handyman, he bestowed these lessons upon us. A whippersnipper is an excellent tool for clearing a flower bed. Painting a room can result in electrical fire. Proper disposal of toxic waste is a waste of time. And a deck cannot be built in a weekend. His athletic prowess can be best summed up as, if at first you don't succeed, try water polo. His legends precede him the way lightning precedes thunder. He is Sparks, the most interesting man in the world. Stay thirsty, my friend. There's more. Now, Karen, although you already know all of these facts, I felt it was beneficial that we reviewed them in case Sparks missed a couple. Sparks is not only the most interesting man I know, but also the most endearing, dependable, considerate, and generous man I know. We are so very happy that you have found each other and brought one another so much joy. Richard, Rita, you have raised a son that has enriched the lives of so many people, and that I have been so very fortunate to call my friend. Stefan, Stephen, Sparks, Karen, may God bless you and your journey together. Thank you.
Wow, that's going to be tough to follow up. Actually, everyone was saying, well, you know, during your MC duties, you know, you got to throw a few barbs at Sparks, blah, blah, blah. I say, you know what, that is left up to the boys. Unbelievable job. I couldn't have done it better myself. That was perfect, perfect. Anyway, we're going to break for dinner, so enjoy, and we'll start this up again in about a half hour or so. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I'd like to present the second award of the evening. This next award is a special award created by Karen and Sparky, and it goes to the individual